And in our first match of the evening, our first best of 3, we have champions nwilliams28 versus the people's champion, ThaGrinchyUNO. You all know Grinchy. In a show match to kick off week 3 of Fight Night. And heading on over to the tail of the tape to see what our opponents, what shape that they're in. We're in the 1500 MMR range, 1550. Grinchy sitting in diamond and Williams sitting in platinum. A lot of games under both of their belts, 2,000 games apiece. So a lot of Warcraft knowledge and time spent between these two players. So we got a score to settle here. And our first score is going to be settled between nwilliams and Grinchy. And the score will be settled starting on Tidehunters. We see Grinchy going, Keeper of the Grove to open. No surprises there. Grinchy likes to stay standard more often than not. And Mr. nwilliams also going standard. No sneaky business today. We're sticking to the book. I think I'm lagging a little bit.
Forces are under attack.
FPS says everything's going well. Yep, everything looks pretty clean. So Grinchy go for the Sea Giant camp to start things off. Typical first camp you'll see on Tidehunters from Night Elves. No surprises here. Grinchy gonna clean that up, not letting the Ancient of War get any of the kills, as he is so adept at doing. nwilliams gonna clean up the Sea Giant camp as well, bringing 4 militia over. Unfortunately, one of them getting ensnared, as so often happens at this camp. A little tricky to deal with that time. Both players going to clean this camp up and head on to the next one. Grinchy going for the natural. All right. A lot of treants. Going to make creeping a breeze for the Grinch. And Williams bringing 5 militia over. I do expect an expo as well. Very standard for human against Night Elf. Trying to take care of this Scout Wisp. Being a nuisance. Doesn't want Grinchy to get any information for free. And Willie's going to put some of the pressure on Grinchy's Keeper. Keeper being pushed back towards the green camp. And Williams trying to get an expo up is going to have some treants to deal with, unfortunately. And one peasant is going to get denied by nwilliams. Very nice. Pick off. Self-pick off there. Going to get the scout tower coming up. More treants to be spawned, but now no more mana for the Keeper of the Grove. The rest of this hold-off should be at least a little bit easier. No more entangles, no more treants to threaten. The humans' effort will bring over a couple militia to assist. Footman starting to target down the archers. Going to take 1 down. That's certainly going to help things. Keep the Grove now getting targeted down to 30% health and is going to shinny on out of here before things get too dangerous. Grinchy now 5 militia. So that, I believe that's 4 peasant deaths. Still in salvageable territory. Not the end of the world. 4 militia is doable. 5, 6, 7 peasant deaths. Now you're getting some bad territory, but we're not there. If you're sitting at the 3 to 4 range, you're all right. Grinchy knows this. He's heading on back. He's getting healed up. And he might be thinking about putting the pressure on again. Getting another Tree of Life. Going to get ready to do the expo of his own. Keep in mind, this should be already crept out from earlier.
A player's forces are under attack.
Just a couple Murloc Tide Warriors left over. Now nwilliams up and mining. Making sure I'm not lagging. I don't think I am. I do have a new video card in here, so I have not... Have I played Warcraft on it? I did. I played Warcraft yesterday. I lost to Sashaza. Played really poorly yesterday. I'm not happy with my performance, but I'll be getting back into back into the gym and working out. Make sure I correct my mistakes. Just played overall poorly yesterday. Sasha's played well. Not to discount his performance. He did well as well. But I definitely did bad. And nwilliams not performing like me yesterday. And nwilliams with a nice defense. Has the tier 2 going. Lumber mill coming on up. Injured footies back home. Plenty of peasants on lumber. And more to come. All the things you want to be doing. As you can see, he's already pretty lumber starved at the moment. 98, now 108. Lumber issues are troublesome in the beginning. Gonna leave the gauntlets and the circlet back at home. Unfortunately, some lag from nwilliams. Hopefully things get resolved. And he's connected right back. No problemo. One of the beauties of the War 3 Champions flow servers. The reconnect feature. And now you're at that critical point in the game. You're now hitting into the mid-game. What do? Do you keep creeping? Do you get a nice timing? And nwilliams knows this is the time when the Ancient Allures are coming. Gonna instead take down this Ancient Allure, get it out of the way. Grinchy showing up with the Demon Hunter. Now it's tough to get a Mountain King with the Demon Hunter out. We'll see how nwilliams responds, perhaps, with a Blood Mage. Footies have to defend. They now have the capability to pressure these archers, but Grinchy really good at kiting these archers back, keeping the footmen on a string, being the puppet masters. Gonna clean up this water elemental, hopefully before it desummons, and all that XP is gonna go to the Demon Hunter and Keeper of the Grove. So Grinchy getting into level 1.5 territory on the Demon Hunter. Second hero should be in production. It is going to go with the Mountain King, so this can get sketchy from time to time. But you do have the Expo. You do have the capability to buy endless mana potions. Basically so long as you have them in stock. But you'll have plenty of gold. Be able to buy plenty of mana potions. Going to leave the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength back here for the MK when he comes out. Really like these small little details, but the Keeper gonna just gobble it up. And a nice Gauntlets +3 for Grinchy for free. And that's the risk you take when you leave those items back home. Sometimes just at the worst times, someone shows up and just takes them off your hands. No pun intended. Keep the Grove going to keep the pressure on. Rifleman, of course, coming out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some breakers as well. Very common human build against the Bear Dryad standard Night Elf build. Breakers, Sorks, Priests, Rifles. Grinchy in dangerous territory as there are Storm Bolts available. Going to need to be careful not to overextend. Has the town portal to get out if necessary. But of course you don't want to use it just yet. A little early for that. Some good defense at the Expo for nwilliams. nwilliams with the Scout Farm as well. The Todd style, love this. Todd always putting the Scout Farms out. Getting a little extra vision. It does help a lot if you just have that 5 extra second knowledge that the opponent is coming. Sometimes even longer. Sometimes they get distracted by the farm. It's a really, surprisingly, 5 seconds is really valuable in this game. Focus firing on to the footman. One footman down. Gonna take out that in-progress Moonwell, so a nice pick off from nwilliams, but the second footman going to fall, maybe at the cost of a bear, and nwilliams willing to take those trades all day. 2 footies for a bear, not too bad. Also a Dryad going down, but the Mountain King going to be entangled, focus fired, and killed with a heal scroll in the inventory. That is never a great thing, but Rifleman taking down an archer with the lightning shield. Demon Hunter level 3 getting focus fired down, but going to be hard to take down with the level 1 evasion. Now the rifles have plenty of breathing room to chip away at these Moonwells. And Grinchy's going to have to respect that, going to have to send some Wisps out and risk them getting killed. Mana Burn's going out onto the Priest, less healing to go around. You actually see the army of nwilliams pretty sustained right now. Another nice deny. Trying to prevent any experience from being transitioned to Grinchy as possible. And nwilliams pretty resilient right here with just the Archmage rifles. Has 2 Sorks now, with no Dryads left on the field, so the slows from the Sorcerers is going to be really effective at this point in the game. Couple bears not even with Master Training yet, only with Rejuve. So Grinchy's army struggling to come into its final form. Still has a little bit of time left before the Master Training. But now some focus fire onto the Archmage. Archmage needs to respect this, get to the back, and also think about getting healed up. Priest can, with some focused healing, definitely take care of that. 66 supply, and this is the human strategy. Being executed very cleanly by nwilliams. Pressure the Night Elf at the right time. Just overwhelm them before they get to 80 food. And you can see Grinchy's not even close, sitting at 45. But the bear finally getting some surface area. Another lightning shield going out to the Rifleman. Rifleman getting better in position right now. Getting some damage now onto the Demon Hunter himself. Looks like the Rifleman will get that dispelled and will fall in the process. One bear gonna get traded, however. Another bear getting traded. 43 supply to 66 supply. nwilliams looking like he has this one in the bag. Grinchy, however, building Moonwells behind all of this. So if he can hold this off, he's not supply blocked. Mountain King getting level 2 is going to take Bash. Makes sense. Not really going to have a ton of mana with the Mana Burns going off. Bear's getting focus fired again. And with slow, going to be moving at a snail's pace. We've been battling now at Grinchy's home base for quite a while. Demon Hunter will get staffed back into safety, but needs a path back to these Moonwells to get healed up. nwilliams potentially seeing this, going to concave this area up and prevent the Demon Hunter from getting into the back at all, but a Rejuve gave Demon Hunter back into the health he needs. There's bears behind the tree. You can see it right here. Another bear falls, and now we're just down to 2 heroes, it looks like. 48 supply. Where is this supply from Grinchy? Where is it? I don't see 43 supply on the screen. Is it all in Wisps? That's crazy. Good game by nwilliams. There's your winner of game 1. Really nice opening game from nwilliams, who does take game 1. And we're going to jump right into game 2. Let me just update the scores. And overall, really nice timing. The general human strategy there is get your army, as soon as you get that expo secured, pump units out at a rapid pace with the economic advantage you have, and overwhelm the Night Elf before the Night Elf can overwhelm you, which will inevitably and always happen. If you're going 80 versus 80, you're not going to beat an 80 food army Night Elf. You're just not, as human. It's not going to happen. Too many bears, too many Dryads. You have orbs on almost both the heroes at that point. Staffs, like the Night Elf army's too strong. And as human, you need to hit that good timing before the opposing army gets out of control, and then nwilliams did just that. He protected the expo, got it up, picked the MK, even though the MK didn't do much at all that game. Really kind of sat behind the battle with no mana almost the entire time. Makes you question if he had Blood Mage, would it have been an even more definitive victory? So, all things to think about. Grinchy just got hit at the worst time. So just great timing by nwilliams. I'm sure Grinchy will be thinking about what to do better this time. Perhaps a better push onto the Expo. A better presence at the 7.5 minute mark, which is usually the weak point for the Night Elf. That's when the Night Elf's either getting tower rushed or getting hit by a timing like that. Let's see what we got in the chat here. Not a fan of DH second. I like DH second's pretty good against like undead. I've seen it very effective against undead. I don't know. Human, I see it decently often, but I feel like I see more Tavern Hero second for another like push into the Expo or just some better presence. And you're either seeing like Sea Witch for slow. Like the Cold Arrow's really good there. Oh, sorry, I'm ready. I'm always ready, guys. I'm always just talking. If I'm in the lobby, I'm ready. Against Human Expo and TH Panda sounds good. Comment from the chat. Would have much preferred Naga second. Cubert. Keeper is tricky. December. Keeper of the Grove did so much, killed countless units. Look, he had lumber issues too. Yeah, there were definitely some lumber issues on both sides. nwilliams corrected his. So, gonna take a quick look at our tail of the tape again before we jump into this next game. In case anybody is just getting caught up, anyone's joining us. nwilliams is currently ahead 1-0 in our best of 3 series, our first best of 3 series of the night. And game 2 is going to be played on Shallow Grave, one of the new maps in the pool. I've been playing Shallow Grave a little more. It's coming, it's growing on me, and you know, it takes a little bit. Tidehunters took a little bit to grow on me. Autumn Leaves, I still don't think has, but with the changes in Autumn Leaves, I'm really becoming a fan of expoing at the bottom instead of expoing in the middle. So Autumn Leaf's starting to grow on me a little bit. It's taken a little longer than Tidehunters, I believe, from my personal experience. Shallow Grave's been pretty nice, but I haven't played it that much, to be honest. It's one of those maps that's pretty controversial. You have early access to the Merc Camp, early access to an Expo. So it can be pretty helpful against Orc, if you're human. If you can get early access to the Troll, the Shadow Priest. It does open up a lot of interesting early game possibilities. And in that, I think it's interesting, right? I think it's pretty nice. So far, I have no major negative things to say about the map, but also keep in mind I am far from an expert on the topic. So as always, I think this is good. I think introducing new maps into the pool is always good. We need to keep the scene fresh, keep it thriving as long as we possibly can. And this is one way to do that and keep things interesting. nwilliams going for the standard easier camp. Not going to get infeed, luckily for him. Grinch, you're going to have to deal with this scout footy. And also going for a Tavern Hero, it looks like. Ooh, the Beastie Boy. You want a custom icon? I believe if you donate to War 3 Champions or a patron of a certain level, you get that. And thank you for the follow. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the series. And I encourage everybody to support War 3 Champions. It's the best platform, period, for Warcraft 3. It's not even, well, I mean, your only competition's BNet, which is not even a platform at this point. And it's being built by developers all in their free time, making no money from it, just volunteering. Richie with a pretty strong pressure this time. Peasants, gonna lose a lot of peasants, you hear it. And losing peasants left and right, but the Beastmaster taking quite a bit of damage. So Beastmaster gonna need to be careful. But you can see creeps are still up. Peasants are wounded. I think objectively this is just a better harassment than game one. And unfortunately, he's not going to be building that town hall much longer. Surprised he remained asleep while that town hall went up. I thought the creeps woke up immediately upon you building. So I don't know if that's a bug or what. And I have heard of this map having some creep issues. That is some whispers I've heard in the Nether. So maybe that's one of them.
Players' forces are under attack.
Oh, they take a second to wake up. Is it the second time around they take a second to wake up? Because I thought if you build something like right next to them, they wake up immediately. Hubert, not a fan of the Beastmaster. Does fall off. That is for sure. Archmage level 3 will be strong, not to mention Dispel will easily be able to handle the Beastmaster. Town Hall is up, and Williams starting to mine from 2 bases now. Arcane Vault coming up as well, and Williams loves to build this in the main base, not at the Expo. And it's been serving him well doing that. Beastmaster trying to get leveled up, wants to get that level 3. Not sure if he'll take the level 2 bear or the Quill Beast. And then Williams going to keep creeping up some of the green camps. Got some jewelry, Grinchy. He's got 2 rings. Ring of regen and a ring of protection. One of the wisps of Grinchy gonna detonate just in time, get a little bit of this water elemental. Want to feel like Merc Camp opening with Beastmaster is strong on Shallow Grave. I could see that. Bringing in the mercenaries with your summons. Really strong early game presence. Demon Hunter going to come out second again for Grinchy. Aqua Reincarnation, that's going to be pretty handy. And Williams continuing to creep up.
A player's forces are under attack.
Has another Rax coming up. Injured footies back at home, bringing all the injured footies back. Has about 8 in total right now. 4 injured back at home. Doing really well not to lose any footmen to creeps or pressure just like this. Because those wounded footmen, if they were still in the army, they'd be just easy targets right now. Archmage getting level 4. Footies continuing to focus fire onto the archers. Archmage going to help clean it up. 1 footy going to fall. For the price of 2 archers. Dryads now on the field. But the piercing damage on the water elemental is going to take care of the Dryads so quickly. There you see it fall. But a lot of experience potentially to be gained by Grinchy taking out these water elementals. Has the level 2 bears now. Level 2 bears really strong, but again, can be dealt with the spell. They have a lot of health though, 900 health. Very, very tanky, very hard to dispel. A lot of mana to dispel them. And nice scroller regen. Going to heal all these footmen back up. Now just like that. Just like new. Demon Hunter has the orb. Beastmaster has the staff.
Player's forces are
Look how tanky this bear is. Just look at that bear. 6 footmen. Really don't stand a chance almost. Demon Hunter taking quite a bit of damage though, and now there's a lot of bears on the field from Grinchy. Grinchy looking much better this game. No rifles yet for nwilliams, and nwilliams might lose every footman here. Finally, some riflemen coming to support. First bear falling quite low, but the staff's off cooldown. He's just going to be staffed out. Or just walk back. Grinchy looking much stronger in this mid-game. 2 huge bears, 1,800 health between the 2 of them. Nice deny from nwilliams, going to take care of one of the footies. 3 rifles now and the MK available.
player's forces are under attack.
A lot in production, a lot in the queue. Breakers, priests, sorks, riflemen, double racks. Do like the double racks. This is what's going to help push nwilliams over the edge on 2-base, taking advantage of all that 2-base economy. Bringing in some of the militia to help out with these big boys, these big raging bears. Mountain King taking quite a bit of damage. Mountain King gonna have to be brought back. Gonna get mana burn, minus 50. 44 health remains. Archmage also exposed in the front. Gonna run back northwest, actually. And splitting the army in 2. Now sandwiching the Grinchy right in the middle, but I think the Grinchy feels good in this position. No more mana on the Archmage. Meanwhile, back down here, Beastmaster trying to solo the rest of the army. And nwilliams is going to pull the ripcord, get on out of here, but only going to take half the army home to get back into position to reunite with the right side of the army. Rejuve's going out onto the heroes. Quill Beasts also available to maybe start focus firing down some of these unarmored casters. And Grinchy taking some of the lessons learned in Game 1, making big changes in Game 2. And what was different here, there wasn't big pressure on Grinchy's base at the 7.5-minute mark. Beastmaster taking quite a bit of damage. Now the focus fire turning over to some of the bears. Bringing back those injured bears. Grinchy doing his best to micro the injured units back, salvage everything. Demon Hunter taking a bit of damage from the Mountain King and the casters. Casters trying to heal everything up, but Demon Hunter going to take down one of the priests. Grinchy sitting at 59 supply, trying to minimize the losses. Doesn't want to have anything fall. That's unnecessary. Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage. Gonna get fired down by the rifleman. And nwilliams may be turning the corner here. However, Grinchy still has a strong presence at the main base. Has a couple wounded bears. They can get healed up. They have rejuves. They have mana. Grinchy bringing back 5 injured bears. That's a lot of bears once they're healed up. Take down the last Ancient of War. Bears got to rejuve one another, get healed up, get back into bear form because you might be getting pressured. nwilliams checking on the Expo, which is the right call. Got to make sure you're sitting at the economic advantage. Very unlikely he's down here, so can be pretty sure at this point that you're sitting on the economic advantage. And look at all these bears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Couple, just one Dryad, one Archer, and some Summon bears. And Williams going to creep up. Wants to get the Mountain King up to higher levels. Going to pull the Archmage back. Feels the Mountain King level 2, level 3 is the move right now. And what an item to get with his ranged army. Grinchy going to put the pressure on yet again. And there is no town portal for nwilliams to come back and defend this. Going to catch the racks. Good timing here by Grinchy. Bringing in the full line of healthy bears now. Only one bear half health. And 2 summoned bears as well. nwilliams' army pouring in a line right now. Wants to get that concave going if he can. Breakers trying to get micro back. One of them is going to get micro back, but one of them falls, taking down one of these riflemen as well. Injured rifleman in the front. Injured bear brought to the back. Another one into the back. It looks like the bear's finally getting some surface area, but the injured ones all getting moved to the back, so a lot of micro attention to detail from Grinchy here. All these bears starting to become injured, and Grinchy's going to pull the Ripcord out of here, minimize the losses. Only going to lose 1 bear, I believe, out of that exchange. nwilliams going to potentially lose a farm, but really not much of a loss at all. Didn't even lose it. Going to feed this XP on over. 61 supply to 56 supply. And this is where, if you're Grinchy, you got to get to 80. Got to get to 80. Got the rejuves out. Bought some of the items. Gets the bear. Very interesting matchup right now. You're getting to that point where the human is going to have just such a big advantage, even with the Expo. Big resource advantage. Grinchy still sitting at 56. Now versus 70 supply. Mountain King, no mana left, only Bash. Got surface area on the breakers, but need to get that surface area back to the rifles. Moving the injured breakers back. Nice micro from nwilliams. First water elemental falls. Beastmaster still in the front. Demon Hunter also in the front. A lot of slow going out onto the bears. Dryads don't really have enough mana to abolish it. But finally, surface area. Grinchy getting a lot of surface area on the back line. nwilliams has to retreat back. Mountain King again, no mana. Can't do anything besides bash. Archmage, no mana. Bears moving forward, pressing forward, staffing the injured bears back. 1 rifle falls, another rifle falls. 61 supply. Grinchy still steady at 55. Another breaker going to fall. Perhaps at the cost of a bear, and those are trades nwilliams would love to make. Bears for rifles, he'll take those trades all day. And now finally, a water elemental capable of handling these bears. As the water Tauren are online. But sitting at 60 supply. Both players spending their macro pretty well. nwilliams only at 300 gold. Pumping out as many casters, rifles, and breakers as possible. Grinchy continuing to produce bears. Might even want to get a couple more dryads in the mix to really help out, abolish some of that slow. The slow is really crippling the movement and the damage potential. And look at this bear now, 12 hundo. Whew. That's a scary summoned bear. It's. I mean, how many dispels does this take from a priest? 6? 5? I don't even know how much dispels off of summon units. I honestly don't remember. nwilliams thinking about poking right now. Grinchy not quite going to be able to get this Expo up. And nwilliams stumbles into the Expo at the best time. Going to get a detonate off on one of the elementals. And Grinchy going to walk on back. Has 2 staffs on the Beastmaster. Going to want to transfer one of those staffs over to the Demon Hunter. And now Frenzy available. nwilliams has done what he's come here to do, and that's cancel the Expo, and he's going to get out. Still has 2 staffs on the Beastmaster. Definitely going to want to get that traded on over to the Demon Hunter. Does so. Puts it in the right slot. You see players do this all the time, putting it in the same slot. I always put mine right here in the top right. A really injured Sork might pay the price. 57 supply to 68. nwilliams has the big advantage right now. I don't know if this is a battle. Grinchy could win if microed well and kited well. But the Demon Hunter's so effective with the mana burns, but maybe at the cost of his life. Has the Ox still. Bear's falling. Thank you for the follow. Archmage taking quite a bit of damage. This could be the win-loss condition. Archmage taking a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, gets TP'd out at 28 health. Oh, and the Demon Hunter falls. But he has the Ox still. Oh, he could have just been rejuved. Oh, what a pick-off by nwilliams last millisecond. Last millisecond before that TP went off. Took the Ankh away. That's a big takeaway. Because that's just a rejuve to recover that DH back to full health. And yeah, what a game. What a series. Grinchy not wanting to go out. Not like this.
A player's forces are under
Still has
attack.
plenty of bears, but he's still on one base. And nwilliams, he knows. He knows Grinchy's trying to get a second base up. He knows it. These guys have played a lot of Warcraft. Don't forget. 2,500 games apiece. These guys know they know exactly what their opponents are trying to do. Grinchy wants to get some of these items. Got the medallion, I believe, from this camp. And where is Mr. Beastmaster with the Stampede almost on the way? Canceled it immediately. No funny business here. You're going to try to catch some units out of position. These riflemen getting a lot of damage onto these bears. Breaker stealing some roars. Nice Stormbolt onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter taking a lot of damage, down to 30%. They try to get rejuve, but the Breaker's here to steal all of it. And now the fight has been taken right to Grinchy's base. Two bears really wounded. One going to be brought to the back. Now 4 bears in the front remain. 5 coming in from the east. Full mana. Getting out a big Spirit Bear right now. Has the Blink, has the Bash. Focus fire onto the Archmage. He knows if he can get this Archmage taken care of, order TP back, Grinchy can get some breathing room. Maybe get an Expo up. Mana burns onto both the heroes. The human heroes have not been able to do anything this game. They've had no mana all game. But the bears taking so much damage from the rifles, not able to do anything with the slow, and no Dryads to abolish. Bringing another bear back with the staff. 35 supply. One more bear falls, and the riflemen are getting so weak, but not able to really close any of those kills. Another 114 mana burn, and this could be the nail in the coffin. Mass teleport for the Archmage, but really not a lot of mana to use. Bash onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter trying to close another kill, but the Demon Hunter getting closer to level 6 himself. And that can turn a whole game around. 70 supply now for nwilliams. And Demon Hunter, look at this. Demon Hunter now taking the lives of all the backline. The Mountain King taking so much damage. Has the Potion of Invulnerability, but the Demon Hunter, oh no, he's going to get bashed. The Demon Hunter falls. nwilliams with the bash heard around the world. GG is called. nwilliams is your winner of the series, taking it 2-0 against the people's champ, ThaGrinchyUNO. And what a series. What a way to start things off on Fight Night tonight, Tuesday night. Whew. What a game 2. That was a great game 2. And we're going to go ahead and try to get nwilliams on the call. See if he is up for it. All right, says yes. Let's get it going.
Yo, can you hear me?
I can. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me turn off my. Excuse me, jeez. Turn off my music.
No problem. Congratulations on your win versus the Grinchy. A really game 2 was neck and neck. But let's first start
It
off
was.
before the games themselves. You know you're going up against the Night Elf. You're a pretty good human player in the 15 to 1600 territory. So you're above the, in the top half of the human players. So some good advice from me and other human players in the chat. What's your general strategy, your general playbook against Night Elf in general?
Yeah, so typically I fast expand almost without exception. With pretty standard Archmage Footman. And then I protect the expansion. And usually, if I can hold it, I want to get level 3 Archmage with level 2 Elementals. And either, if pressuring makes sense, then I'll do that. But a lot of times I just kind of hang back. Like, he went Keeper. When he goes Keeper, like any footman out in the field is kind of screwed. So I usually kind of avoid going too far away. But yeah, then I just basically I tech as soon as I can. I get a second barracks. I get 55, 60 food. Try to basically get ahead of bear production. Mass bears is what will end me. So that's usually my lose condition is when I face mass bears. So.
Absolutely. Now, going into game 1 on Tidehunters, had some good early pressure from Grinchy. Was anything worrying you? You seemed to hit a really smooth timing at his base right as the lures were coming up with a lot of rifles, a lot of casters. Seems things really went your way in game 1. Anything catch you by surprise, or was everything just going according to the book in game 1?
So I didn't really have a book, but I will say I went back and watched our series in the Fountain of Manor League, and we played on that map, and I won on the map with basically the same timing. So I kind of knew I ended up beating him 2-1. So he beat me with mass bears on one map where I made a lot of mistakes, but and he's such a smart god. Grinchy is so smart. That's the thing. Like, I'm never gonna outsmart Grinchy, so I kind of have to take advantage of the matchup. So it worried me a little bit when he got a lot of peasant kills at my expo, but then I kind of knew his weak spot was going to be before the bears really came out, and I knew I wanted to keep the pressure on. Because if I would have given him I feel like if I would have given him maybe 2 to 3 more minutes, he would have had probably 60, 65 food worth of bears, and it was going to be really hard to win. So that's once I hit and I saw that his lures had just come up, I wanted to stay there. So.
Now, are you always going double racks against Night Elves? And another thing I saw that you were doing was building your shop at your main base instead of the expo. Are these things you're doing in your expo matches often?
So so usually I want a blacksmith to block at my expo. Depending on the map, sometimes I want the shop at my main because I tend to go back there and I don't tend to have as much of a fight at the expo. And based on the replays I watched, I didn't feel like he was going to continue to pressure my expo. So that's why I wanted to shop at the main. The double barracks I always do on 2 base. You can really ramp up like rifle production really quickly. You can ramp up night production really quickly when you're on tier 3. So yeah, I almost always go double barracks. So when he killed my second barracks, I was a little frustrated. I actually rebuilt it. I probably didn't need to rebuild it, but I rebuilt it because it was, I felt like it was that important. Your cat's really cute, by the way. Apparently your cat really dug the matches too. So.
Oh yeah, he's always involved. Now, when you saw Beastmaster on map 2, what was going through your head? Anything different in the strategy with the Beastmaster?
So he went straight for my expo with the Beastmaster. He didn't creep at all. And he's done that against me before. And I think, well, one thing I'm thinking is I have to tech. I have to get tech up pretty quick so that I can get Dispel. Also, I have to have Arcane. At least I have to have my Arcanes up at both the Expo and probably the main because he can harass with summons. Other than that, like I don't. I mean, every hero has its own like quirky things that are difficult to overcome. So like, if it's Keeper, then I can't really go out in the field until I have Dispel because he's just gonna kill. I mean, I denied a lot of units, but like game one, I mean, he probably entangled 6 or 7 of my rifles and footmen, especially my footmen, and I just had to like stick around and deny,
Yeah.
which isn't as big of a deal when you're 2 base to 1, but still, it was super annoying. And then with Beastmaster, it's a lot more DPS on the field. You have to have an arcane. You really need to spell, especially when he gets high level. So I guess it's just kind of a, I guess it's just kind of a switch in like kind of big picture strategy and what I try to do, depending on what hero I see. But his early pressure definitely scared me when he showed up right away. I mean, I hadn't even started creeping, and then I have to like I have to split. You know, I want to put pressure on the Beastmaster. Also want to clear the Expo, and I think he killed 5 or 6 peasants whenever he harassed with the Beastmaster in game 2. So I mean, it was pretty effective. So you know, it's just it's different no matter what hero he chooses. He's smart enough where he knows how to utilize the strengths of each hero. So
Yeah, another thing I noticed in game 2 is you didn't hit that really crisp 7.5-minute timing you hit on map 1. What do you think was the big contributor to that? Because I think that is what caused Grinchy to, at times, almost take the game. There were a lot of times he was really close to being just 1 kill away from potentially taking the win in game 2.
yeah, it was the peasant kills. The peasant kills got my econ behind. And once my econ's behind, my tech's behind. My tech's behind. That means my Mountain King is late. Just everything gets that effective harass in the beginning, which I thought was more effective with the Beastmaster. Just delays everything, and so I can't push quite when I want to. And also the creep camps are a lot different. They're a lot more spread out on SG than they are in Tidehunters and Shallow Grave, and so it's a little bit harder to get my hero levels while I want them and then push. I think if I'm remembering, the orange camps in the middle are kind of like the first thing that you can get. So instead of pressuring, I wanted to take his green camps, kind of prevent him from leveling up. I happened to catch him doing one of those orange camps. But yeah, I couldn't get the same timing with his effective harass. It just put me way behind. So
Got it. And that's all the questions I have for that. Any comments for anyone in the chat? How are you doing in GNL, and what are you doing to prepare for your next GNL match?
so I'm facing Stars and Stripes. So first of all, I love Grinchy. He is like my favorite person in the Warcraft community. He is smart. He busts his ass. He works hard. He always has a good attitude. He is just everything you want in somebody in our community. So Grinchy, much love. I think the world of the guy.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, go sub to his channel. He deserves it. So sorry for my prep for GNL. Facing Stars and Stripes is an Undead player. Undead is my worst matchup. Um, Sean McNabb pointed it out in chat. I saw a few minutes ago. Sean has beat me, even though it was a while ago, to be fair. But I suck against Undead. So I've been trying some new strategies, trying some new builds. So yeah, I'm just gonna, take the approaches that have worked best, watch some replays, do some research on what heroes he likes. I kind of know what he likes because I actually hang out on his channel. And me and John we're Facebook friends, like we're buddies too. So it's gonna be fun. Like I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm definitely prepping to improve and trying to improve my my undead matchup because that's definitely my worst of the 4. So
Well, very good. Congratulations again. A question in chat is, do you check your opponent's items? Was there a critical item? What happened? Did I miss something?
So that's Oxygen. All right. So Oxygen's been helping me. And one of the things he said to do was check items. I'm getting better, Oxygen. I'm getting better. I can just hear your little French accent in my ear saying, don't forget to check the items. I did. Okay, to be fair, though, Oxygen, I did do a better job with my farm. So I was blocking in my base. I had this weird-ass farm placement. but I'm doing a little better. I'm still not in a good habit of it. It's funny what playing for years and years and years will build like drill into you. So
I'm with you. I still sometimes forget to check those items, and before you know it, I'm focus firing down a DK with an Ankh and a big Invuln pot, right? So I've been guilty.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. You're not alone.
Yep. Well, congrats again, and Williams. Hope to see you again
Thank
in
you.
the next couple. We only have a couple fight nights left. Well, maybe we'll keep doing it after GNL. We've been having a lot of non-GNL matches, so maybe we'll just keep doing this damn thing. But thanks for coming tonight. It was an incredible match between you and Grinchy. I share all of your thoughts with Grinchy. I've talked a lot about him on a couple podcasts and things before. He does so much.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he does so much behind the scenes people don't even know about.
really does.
Adminning tournaments, just helping Back to Warcraft out, my stream out, other people want to stream, his own stream, GNL itself. Like, he's all over the place. He does so much, and he volunteers his time without even asking. Like, he just does it. So he's really.
And he's a Patreon. He's
Yeah.
a Patreon too for our friends over at Back to Warcraft. So
yeah, not only volunteers but also funds these things
Yeah.
with his own hard-earned money. That's why he's the people's champ.
that's right. I love Grinchy. Sorry I had to beat him. I'm not sorry, but I am sorry.
Hey, well, he's gonna come back stronger. He might get you next time. He was close in game 2.
He was. Hey, OC, thanks so much for the show, dude. You're doing a great job. I appreciate you putting these on, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much. Great work.
Peace, man. See ya.
GG's. All right, and Williams, there he is, coming off a hot victory.